Hey everybody, this is Ron from Dead Panic Studios. I'm the owner and resident ZBrush guy. Before we got into sculpting Adriat Dex, this kick-ass intergalactic bounty hunter, I wanted to go over how to set up your user interface to either match mine or to just make your own. It's going to make things extremely simple for you. Instead of going through all the menus and selecting what you want, you can either set it up here, and then I'm also going to teach you how to set up one of these tabs up here as well. So let's get started on that. What you do to set up your own custom UI is you go to Preferences. Let's just drag this over here. Go to Preferences, Config, and Enable Custom UI. And you can see that the screen has changed a bit. And what we're going to start doing is getting rid of the things that, at least for me personally, I don't use that much and really don't need it taking up space in my user interface. So the magic keys for this whole custom UI setup is Control and Alt. If you want to do anything, you just Control Alt and you can move it anywhere that you wish. If you want to get rid of something, Control Alt, click, and drag it into the canvas, and it will get rid of it for you. So we're going to get rid of that. Quick Sketch, Edit, Draw, Move, Scale, and Rotate. Move this over a bit. What we will be using a lot of is, see, go Z plugin over here. And we're going to go to Transpose Master. We're definitely going to be using this a whole lot. This is great for posing characters with multiple subtools. Makes it extremely easy. The next thing that we're going to do is bring in this BPR. We're going to, bring that over here. And subpix. And also under render properties, we're going to grab this ambient occlusion, bring it right over here. The next thing that I want to drag in here is under the subtool palette, append and insert. Grab those two right here. Okay, we're going to go under this draw tab and get this angle of view. And we're going to drag it up here. This is really good to get some dramatic perspective. You can drag it up to 100. Standard is 50, but if you kick it up to about 100 right before you render, you can see it gives it more of a, I don't know, to me it gives it more of a heroic feel or more intimidating depending on the character. For my preference, I really like it, so we'll just kick that back down to 50. Also, what I like to have is your load tool and save as right here. And again, you're just going to hold Control and Alt, and you're going to drag whatever you want. So load tool, save as, make polymesh 3D, and go Z. We're going to be using those a whole lot. And now over here on the right, we're going to get rid of these that we're not going to be using. And let's go over here to geometry. I'm going to grab this Dynamesh. Oops. Bring that over here. So now we can start doubling up these. And then we're going to grab some materials. So, and I like to click on the one I'm not going to be moving, and then Control Alt and drag the material. For some reason, I've had some problems in the past of trying to do this, and it just confuses ZBrush. I don't know why, but it does. This Rogelio, however you want to pronounce it, you can find on the matcap repository thread on ZBrushCentral.com. I'm not sure where I got that shader. I think I probably got it from the matcap library. And the ZBro, I highly suggest looking up ZBro materials. Point Pusher had a really great webinar, and he was using this for his eye materials, and it has a really nice reflection on it that after you color the eye, it just looks, it's the most realistic eye material that I've seen so far, and thanks for Point Pusher for pointing that out. The next thing that we're going to do, move that up a little bit, is drag over these tabs, this group for Dynamesh, Polish, Blur, Project. And let me bring in that Project tab is going to save you a whole lot of time. If you have not used Dynamesh because of it losing all your detail, wonderful, wonderful sculpt. And you click and you drag it, you can see it smooths everything out. But if you don't want that to happen, click this Project right here, and it'll re-Dynamesh it and keep all your details as well. So if you haven't used Dynamesh because of that, it's a quick little fix that that I pretty much use all the time whenever I'm using Dynamesh. The next thing we're going to do is grab the back face masking, which is going to be under your brush tab, under auto masking. Drag this over here. And what that does is, if you've ever been sculpting and you have this happen, click back face masking, and you can do that all day, and it won't ever pull on the other side. So if you've had that problem as well, that's a quick little fix for you. The next thing that we're going to drag over is your AccuCurve, and I usually use that with the Move brush. What it does is, say you want to have a sharp claw on here, instead of dragging it out and trying to make it, you know, menacing or pointy, whatever you want to call it, you can click this AccuCurve and it'll do that for you. And there's hundreds of other applications that you can use. It's not just for fingernails. The next thing that we're going to drag over here is under the Color tab, Fill Object, and what that does is fill the object with either your material RGB, so it's going to fill whatever object you have with the material and the color you have selected, or just the color, or just the material. Then we're going to go over here under your tool palette, under display properties, and we're going to grab double and flip. So what double does is you can see that we can't see inside this thing. So if you've ever had your mesh explode and you need to smooth something on the inside, press double and then you'll be able to see everything. And then we're going to go up here to the light tab, dock this over here, grab this ball right here and Control Alt, drag it down. And as you can see, you can change the angle of light, which is really good if you're struggling with a form. You can use it to see the shadows from a different point, and it's extremely helpful. All right, so next we're going to create our own palette up here at the top. So we're going to go here to Custom UI, and we're going to create a new menu. And we'll name it Organic modeling. And after you click it, it'll alphabetize it for you. So you get that and drag it over here. Next thing we're going to do is grab this custom subpalette, hold Control and Alt, click and drag it until you see the white box and let go. And what we're going to do is we're going to start dragging in some brushes. So let's go to our brush tab, and we'll grab the clay buildup brush, which is definitely my favorite brush, and the move brush, then the damp standard brush, the inflate brush, your pinch brush, your trim dynamic, and then our masking brushes as well. So we got mask pen, and then we'll bring in the standard brush, which I use for color a lot, but also for clothing to set up wrinkles. But back to the masking brushes, the mask lasso, which I use a lot during T-posing, and the mask curve, which is good for hard surface, and the select lasso, and the clip curve brush, which is good for Dynamesh and hard surfaces as well, and matchmaker, layer brush, and our morph brush, which we'll use with our morph targets. I'll show you how those work later in the tutorial. And this clip center circle brush as well. And if you ever need to switch the position of any of these brushes or icons, you can just Control Alt drag and it'll move it up and down for you. So then we're going to Control Alt click the untitled and then title it brush set. And then we're going to make another custom subpalette. We'll just Control Alt and drag until we see the white box and then let go. We'll set this up for visibility, so we'll grab the hide point, show point, and grow, and then shrink as well. And then we'll click Untitled again with Control and Alt held down, and then just title it Visibility. Okay, we'll create another custom sub-tool palette. This one will be for polygroups. So we'll go under our tool palette, grab auto groups, group visible, group masked, group polypaint, from polypaint, and then also from masking as well. And then Control Alt and click Untitled and title it Polygroups. And then we'll create one more subpalette. And we'll grab Duplicate from your Subtool subpalette. Also Merge Down, which is under your Merge tab. And not merge similar, merge visible. And then we'll go to the deformation tab and grab a few from there as well. Grab this mirror. Smart resymmetry is always great to use. Size, and also inflate. And then Control Alt click the title, and we'll just title this deformation. Okay, so now that we've created our custom palette, we're going to make it extremely accessible to us by assigning a hotkey to it. So what we'll do is we'll go under Config and disable Customize. Control Alt and click the organic modeling right there. And then you can see you can press any combination for a custom hotkey or remove one as well by pressing delete. So what we'll do is we'll assign that to a hotkey of J. And if you already have something assigned to it, all you have to do is press delete and it'll remove it All right, so now that we have the hotkey assigned, all we have to do is press J, and then this palette will show up immediately, and we can select from any of these brushes or any of these other options. And this is extremely helpful. I use it. I'm gonna be using it throughout the tutorial, and I use it all the time. And after we've set up our user interface the way we like it, we can just press Store Config. And I like to have on the right side, I just like to have my tool palette, and then on the left side, have everything else that I usually use. Now, if you are going to press Store Config and you have both sides left open, whenever you press that button, whenever you start ZBrush, both sides will be open. So I like to close both sides, then go up to the palette on the top, click Preferences, and Store Config. So now every time that you open up ZBrush, it's going to look exactly like you set it up. Yeah, so if you use this, this should be pretty helpful to you, and let's get on with the sculpting.